Really appreciate the assist.
Always fun scaring the shit out of a Russian.
You mind giving us a minute?
Make it quick. This spot's about to be a mile underwater.
The Recruit Season 3 teaser hints that the show might repeat the same mistake that hurt Season 2. Now, that might not make much sense right now, but trust me, it will by the end of this video. And to get there, we need to start at the beginning. So, let's dive into everything we know about Season 3. Early teases suggest that the hit Netflix thriller could end up following the same path as Season 2, which wasn't exactly a fan-favorite move. Just weeks after the Recruit Season 2 dropped, series creator Alexei Hawley started getting questions about what's next. He admitted he hasn't started developing Season 3 yet and is still waiting on Netflix's official green light. But despite the uncertainty, Hawley remains optimistic, saying he feels as positive as you can feel in this town at this time. One thing Hawley did reveal is that The Recruit was originally supposed to be a globe-trotting adventure from the start. While Season 1 had a mix of international locations, the pandemic threw a wrench in those plans. Most of the first season ended up being shot in Montreal, with only a few scenes actually filmed in Vienna. For Season 2, they finally expanded, shooting in Korea, but as for where they'll go next, Hawley has his eyes on Latin America or Africa, which could make for an exciting shift. With that in mind, it looks like Season 3 will once again introduce a brand new setting, cast, and storyline. Hawley's recent comments suggest that rather than circling back to the Russian-inspired plotlines of Season 1, he's more focused on fresh narratives. That means characters like Max and her daughter Nishka might be left behind entirely, which would be a pretty big shift for the show. While it's not official, it's clear that Hawley is leaning toward giving Noah Centineo's Owen new characters to interact with rather than revisiting old ones. If Season 3 happens, it will likely stick to the same formula that Season 2 followed, introducing a new CIA gray mailer to replace TOU's Jang Kyun. However, given how Season 2 ended, there's always a chance that Yang Kyun could return, but this time as a CIA asset rather than a threat. The Recruit has proven it's comfortable keeping familiar faces like Hannah, Nyland, and Lester in the mix while swapping out villains and locations. That same approach will likely shape Season 3. This whole reset button strategy isn't new for The Recruit. Season 2 technically picked up where Season 1's cliffhanger left off, but it quickly abandoned Max's storyline and felt more like a soft reboot. Once again, Owen found himself back at the CIA's General Counsel office in D.C., dealing with yet another gray mail threat. Instead of continuing certain plot threads from Season 1, Season 2 essentially recycled its structure. This left some fans feeling like the show was spinning its wheels rather than truly progressing. If Season 3 follows this trend, expect new scenery, new side characters, and potentially another high-profile co-star to team up with Owen. Given that Season 2's new additions, like Shin Do-hyun's Yoo Jin Lee and Kim Young-ah's Grace Cho, were largely tied to the Korea storyline, they likely won't return if the setting shifts to Latin America or Africa. Yang Kyun's fate is also up in the air, as it may not make sense to include him in a new location. That said, some characters may have a better chance of sticking around. Nathan Fillion's CIA director Alton West had a bigger role in Season 2, compared to his brief virtual cameo in Season 1. If Hawley wants to expand Owen's story in a meaningful way, keeping Alton West involved would be a smart move. That said, I think we can all agree that The Recruit Season 3 needs to strike a balance between introducing fresh elements and maintaining some level of continuity. While it's fun to explore new places and meet new characters, the show shouldn't completely abandon its past storylines. There are still major unanswered questions, like what happened to Nishka after being taken by Russian agents. Even if she doesn't play a huge role, the show should at least address her fate. At this point, Owen should probably drop the lawyer act and start transitioning into a full-fledged CIA field agent. This would not only make the action sequences more intense, but it could also give Fillion's character more of a mentor role. If Owen steps into the field, it might also mean less focus on the General Counsel team, so characters like Amelia, Nyland, Janice, Lester, and Violet could take a backseat in Season 3. Before any teasers dropped, a plot theory was making the rounds, and it still holds up. The season opens with Owen Hendricks back in the US, debriefing his superiors, CIA General Counsel Walter Nyland and Director Alton West. He proposes recruiting Young Kyun to the CIA, as promised in Season 2. When Young Kyun and his wife arrive in America, they're placed in a safe house, but Nyland and West are more focused on something else. They start questioning Owen about Dawn's death, subtly implying there was more to it. West, trying to protect himself, spins the story that Dawn was a double agent, using it to discredit her and play it against the FSB. Owen, despite knowing Dawn had financial red flags, refuses to believe she worked for the Russians. West tells him to reconsider and abruptly ends the meeting. This shakes Owen to his core. Doubt creeps in. How much does he really know about the agency he works for? Then, an anonymous source reaches out for a secret meeting. Against his better judgment, he agrees, only to come face to face with Nyland. He reveals that a high-ranking CIA official has been leaking intel to a shadowy group called the Consortium. The mole's identity is unknown, but the leaks could bring down the agency. Nyland trusts Owen to investigate and take them down. Owen soon learns the Consortium isn't just a rogue faction, they're former intelligence operatives disillusioned with their agencies, manipulating global events under the guise of exposing corruption. Every major intelligence force, MI6, Mossad, and FSB, is chasing the same lead. In the middle of it all, Owen discovers Max Madzi, a former CIA asset presumed dead, is alive and deeply involved. Meanwhile, Owen's ex-girlfriend, Hannah Copeland, an investigative lawyer, unknowingly starts digging into the Consortium, linking them to a major legal case. This puts her in serious danger, and Owen is caught between protecting her and keeping his mission secret. He also crosses paths with Nishka Lashin, a mysterious figure who offers to help infiltrate the Consortium, but her true motives are unclear. As Owen gets deeper, the stakes rise. Betrayals, rogue agents hunting him, and moral dilemmas everywhere. The Consortium even tries to recruit him, presenting evidence of CIA corruption that makes him question everything. Their real plan, Operation Pandora, is a cyber attack that could dismantle global intelligence networks, exposing secrets and causing worldwide chaos. Then comes the biggest shock. Nyland, the very man who assigned Owen this mission, is the mole. He's sided with the Consortium, believing their cause is the only way to reset the world. This betrayal forces Owen to rethink his entire mission. With time running out, Owen takes a risky gamble to sabotage Operation Pandora. He turns to Max, hoping she still has some loyalty left. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we're always open to your suggestions for future videos, so feel free to leave them in the comments below.